Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Some Shit We Like. That's what we call this little podcast slash live Twitch show slash clippy show that we put on YouTube every now and then. Or not every now and then, we do that. Except this week we don't have the full show up. I'll get to that in a second. I am one of your hosts, Bryce, and I am alongside Mr. Rick. And that is it. We are without Mike. He is incapacitated this week.
But we will do our best.
And possibly not alive. But he'll probably return next week. We hope. And pray. So yeah, that's the story with that. But anyways, if anybody hasn't joined us before, here's the drill. You might be listening to us on audio, and if you do that, we appreciate that. And you for finding us on Tuesdays when we put the audio up. Sorry for anyone not watching a video. I just had to pause to take a drink. Otherwise, maybe you're watching us live as we record this. And if you're doing that, we appreciate you. Today it is Saturday, which seems to be the pattern, but it is 2:05, which is a little bit later than usual. And that's just because, like we say every week, we will let you know when we're going to go live. But generally, it should be sometime in the afternoon. You'll know. We'll let you know. When we know, you'll know. And if you're not watching us live on Twitch, then, or listening to just the audio version of the show, you might be watching clips on YouTube, which we put up starting on... The general pattern is this. Starting on Tuesday, we'll put up clips at noon. On Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. On Thursday, we'll put up one at noon and 6 o'clock. And then... on Friday, we'll put up the whole show. Sometimes we might put up a clip on a Monday. Sometimes, like this week, we might not put up the full show on Friday. I'm sorry. Yeah, Rick basically just... Rick forgot. And it's fine. Yeah, so it'll go... Human. It'll go up sometime. Or maybe it'll never go up. Maybe we'll just never put it up and we'll save it for, you know, the lost episodes when we're on episode 1000.
Technically, it's not lost because it is up in audio form.
Yeah, but it's the lost video version. Oh, you know, and on that episode, you showed everybody your fucking chicken.
I did?
Yeah.
What chicken?
You have to watch the video to find out, and maybe one day it'll be there. So, anyways, Rick, how you doing? It's hot. Rick's already sweating before the show even started, and we're down a man, and we're still fucking sweating.
Yeah, well, it's those damn chips that were spicy.
They're not that spicy.
They're spicy for me because I'm a weakling.
No one said that. I'm not going to do that. Okay.
Anyways.
How's it going, Rick?
It's going good. Good. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, then don't say anything. You want to just hop into the show? That's fine.
Let's hop into the show because
we could bullshit throughout. We don't have to do a little intro. What happened? Why is there so much liquid by the computer?
It's the condensation from
your balls.
From the
Rick's
Starbucks
balls.
I'm having Starbucks right now.
He's having balls.
So shall we?
All right, let's start. Let's get into it. Rick, take it old school. What is this first section?
Entertainment news.
Yeah, well, it used to be movie news, but it's just something about the way Rick says news. It's not just news, it's news.
News. Jason News.
Alrighty.
Alright, so we got fantastic news. News from Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah.
About Veronica Mars.
Didn't you have a story?
There is a story right here.
Pop it up.
So, Veronica Mars officially happening.
Right.
With Hulu.
.com. Which we talked about a couple weeks ago. It just wasn't official, and now it's fucking official.
It was like official, and now it's actually official. Mm-hmm. So far, it sounds like she's the only one that signed on.
I'm sure,
but I mean,
they're all gonna be. That's just all we know. You know, so, anyone that I'm sure that has been important to that series where it won't be Veronica Mars without them, I'm sure will be there.
Yeah, like her friend Tina Morano.
I don't know.
She's in Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I know who you mean. Wait, is that her name? You talking about Deb?
Yeah. Her name's Tina Moran or Moranho.
I feel like her name's not that complicated, but I'll take a look. But yeah, so yeah, well, go ahead. I was gonna say now. This is
it's
official.
gonna be it's already a direct to series order. 8 episodes, 1 hour each episode.
Have the other seasons been? How long have they been? How long? No. How many episodes have the prior seasons been?
22.
Okay.
Like their standard, I think it's like 22, 23 episodes.
And they were
about
just under
their
an hour
for TV, which is about 40.
I wonder
minutes.
this might end up being a more hard
This
hour.
is gonna be exactly. I mean, well, unless you have Hulu with commercials like I do, but
but I still figure it'll probably still be maybe a more hard hour, especially if it's only going to be 8 episodes. But there's probably a reason for only 8 episodes, and I'll let you take that part away. It's Tina. I don't know how you say it. It's probably Tina. I'm guessing it's probably Majorino, unless the J is silent and it's Majorino, but I don't know if she is of Mexican descent.
So yeah, 8 episodes, 1 hour. It's gonna premiere in 2019, no official exact date, but that's quick. 2019. Took forever to get a movie, but this is pretty awesome. I'm excited about this. I know you're excited about this because I dragged you into this universe.
Yeah, you didn't have to drag me that hard, but
that's true.
I watched it.
I knew you were gonna like it.
Yeah.
So
I think it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty standard though. I think quick meaning you just mean because it's coming sooner than maybe you expected. But I mean, in terms of them, if they're gonna start, they're probably working on it. Are gonna start.
Well, I think it also helps too because it's only gonna be 8 episodes, and she still has a job.
Yeah.
Doing
the good place.
Show. Yeah. So it's doable, and especially nowadays, they could turn it around pretty quickly.
Yeah,
with technology,
it'll be good. And then also for anyone that has never watched Veronica Mars, and starting in summer of 2019,
that's right.
All the past seasons, including the movie, will be on Hulu.
That's true. So if you haven't seen it, it's going to be up there, or you can get the DVDs online if you want to buy those.
And then the other thing
I recommend, because there's some pretty cool behind the scenes stuff on there.
The other thing that's pretty cool, and I want to get your take on this.
On the movie.
What? On the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that I think that is cool about this news, and I want to get your take on it, since you are the diehard Veronica Mars fan, is it's, where did I see it? I feel like it's in this article. I don't want to make sure I'm talking out of my ass.
The synopsis for it.
It sounds like the story, instead of it, from the sounds of it, now this could also be this person speculating, it'll be more of a serialized season as opposed to a case of the week.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that. I think that's perfect. I think that's a good way to go for any kind of a mystery type of show.
Right. And I know that in general, there's always been kind of a main story that happens on Veronica Mars in the background, but usually each episode was its own open and closed thing and maybe they would further along that main story. I think it's cool. And it's probably also why it's only 8 episodes. Not only, but it's probably why it's 8 episodes, because they're going to focus on some big mystery throughout. So,
yeah.
Regardless, fans should be excited and happy because you're getting 8 more hours of Veronica Mars. And I would not be surprised if it just if it's successful and it does well, you might just
for it to
continue to keep getting Veronica Mars.
I hope so, man. That would be great.
Yeah.
Especially for the actors too, because the actors are very talented. So yeah, the synopsis pretty much sounds like the book that I read.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So you read it because I can't read.
Okay, and then I'll read it, and then you tell me. Tell me if it's bits and pieces or.
Right.
Anyways, okay. So, as per Entertainment Weekly, spring breakers are getting murdered in Neptune, thereby decimating the seaside town's lifeblood tourist industry. After Mars Investigations is hired by the parents of one of the victims to find their son's killer, Veronica is drawn into an epic 8-episode mystery that pits the enclave's wealthy elites, who would rather put an end to the month-long bacchanalia, I'm probably butchering that, maybe it's bacchanalia, I don't know, whatever, against a working class that relies on the cash influx that comes with being the West Coast answer to Daytona Beach.
So, it sounds very similar to the book that I read. It has been a while since I've read it, but in the book, she was hired to find someone's daughter. Who got caught up in the drug under, what do they call it?
That's the drug world.
There you go, drug world. And from there, she basically, this is what happens. It happens during spring break, and It sounds similar to the book. It sounds like they're taking aspect from the book. If they're going to pull all the same details from the book, I'm excited because there's some pretty deep details for Veronica's past in that.
Do you think there's a possibility? Because even what you're telling me, it sounds different because this is saying that spring breakers are getting murdered, so more than one person. And then in this case, it's a son.
Yeah.
Not
in
a
the
daughter.
book, I believe it was only one person.
So I wonder, that still could hold up the possibility that maybe they will acknowledge details that happen in the book on the show, but obviously people that haven't read the book won't know that stuff. So it could, maybe for people like you that have read all that stuff, still they'll give you enough to signal like, hey, we know that you already know this happened and we're not going to pretend it didn't.
Yeah.
But that's something we won't know until the show starts.
Yeah. But the fact that we got all this with an announcement is a lot. Because I feel like lately with like most announcements, it'll just give you like, 2020, this is coming out, and that's it.
Yeah.
We don't get any details other than like the date and maybe like a picture or a still. So with this coming all out, and like Entertainment Weekly was a big part of the whole Kickstarter campaign too. Like they got a lot of exclusives. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that they got the exclusive for, I believe they got the exclusive for this. Maybe not. I don't know. But for it to be announced there, because I know it was also announced in Variety too. I think around the same time. So I'm excited, man. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah.
With the way the book is and the way the movie ended, like it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, even still, I don't know if we should pull all that stuff from just the synopsis, because they might still cover all that stuff and maybe none of it has to do with the synopsis of the show. I mean,
true. This
is the synopsis, but it's 8 episodes that are going to be an hour in length, roughly, depending on how the commercials and the breaks go. And they could sprinkle in all that stuff, like what's going on in her love life, or you know what I mean, or what's happening at this point. Like that stuff I'm sure will all be sprinkled in alongside this long overarching story.
Yeah.
So,
and with the way because in the book everyone's pretty much in there, with some exceptions, I believe. But it's good. I'm excited, man. I'm just so excited to see this.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go back and read the book again.
Well, I think it's cool. I didn't look at this when you sent me the article, but Rob Thomas is going to write the first episode, and on Twitter he tweeted out, the movie was nostalgic. The Hulu limited series isn't going to be hardcore SoCal noir. One big case, 8 episodes to tell the story. This is a detective show.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Whew.
Now we just need to get Liv Moore to make an appearance and have the full iZombie Veronica Mars crossover.
Right. That's funny.
I would not be surprised if there is some stuff like that in this show, because there's been tons of things like that.
Did Kristen Bell ever show up in the show?
She, if I remember right, hasn't appeared physically, although I actually need to finish this last season still, which they're all up on Netflix, but her voice has been on it. So you need to get caught up too, Rick.
Yeah.
iZombie, Halloween's coming up.
That's true.
It's a good show.
It's true.
So,
all right. So we're definitely excited for that.
Yeah, Rick especially. I mean, me too, but I mean, this is Rick's baby before me, so I can't. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm more excited than you. Fuck it. You're not a real fan.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's
me. So I would have watched iZombie.
Yeah, exactly. I still support Mr. Thomas.
I buy his music, so.
Yeah, well, not the same guy, Rick. I hate to break it to you.
I know.
Great joke. Move on. They're laughing at us and think we're idiots.
All right. So, moving on.
So, did you hear about this? You heard about this, right?
I didn't. This is new when you brought it to
me
this morning.
So, let's pull up the article. But there's some news this week where I'm going to pull from this article a little bit. But basically, Disney CEO Bob Iger. Where did he start? Where did this start from? This article isn't the best. But basically, Solo underperformed. And Disney, after that underperformance, has been considering that maybe they're saturating the market with Star Wars. And that's something we've talked about with Marvel, and it does suck that it seemed like it was starting to get that way with Star Wars. Yeah, we basically only had one movie a year. Not basically, that's what we have had, one movie a year. But it's it just after episode 7, it just never seemed like it was as exciting as much of an event. Even though we've liked the new stuff that's come out.
We've been to the new ones.
Yeah, we like all that stuff, but I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to capture it because like it had been how many years when episode 7 came out? Like how many years was it from the last Star Wars movie? I mean, more than a decade, right? Obviously.
You're talking about from the prequels?
I'm just talking about
the prequels were the last one
from the next start, right? So once episode 7 came out, it had been how many years?
Probably
more than a decade.
10, 12 maybe. I don't remember when the last one came out.
Didn't it come out in like late 90s, early 2000s?
It started in the 90s and it came out, I think the last one came out like in 2007.
No way. I don't think that.
6 maybe.
Really? What's the last one? Yeah, look. I'm going to talk. You look it up. You look it up. So, because I don't think that's right. I don't remember that at all. Oh, you took away the article from me.
Sorry.
Look it up on your phone. Rick, you're messing things. Okay. So, anyways, Bob Iger is this quote where he said, "I made the timing decision. As I look back, I think the mistake that I made, I take the blame, was a little too much too fast," which is something that we've kind of talked about. You can expect some slowdown, but that doesn't mean we're not going to make films. J.J. Abrams is busy making episode 9. We have creative entities, including Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, who are developing sagas of their own, which we haven't been specific about. And we are just at the point where we're going to start making decisions about what comes next after JJ's. But I think we're going to be a little bit more careful about volume and timing, and the buck stops here on that. I think that's fucking phenomenal. And
2005.
2000, there was really one? Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, but you were off like by 2 years.
Yeah.
So
that's close.
You weren't
by
close
2
enough.
years.
So it'd been a decade. It'd been more than a decade, or just about it. It'd been a decade actually, because I think it came out in 2015, right?
Yeah, it did.
So yeah, so this is all news to you. So what do you think about this? So basically, like, they're pumping the brakes. They're
like
still being
they
made,
are.
but I think as someone that's kind of bitched about this and has been fearful that this was going to happen to Star Wars, I think this is amazing news.
I feel like there's 2 categories. Maybe I'm wrong. People who only care about the new stuff and don't care about the sort of prequel spin-offs. Because there are people who like the spin-offs. There are people who just want the continuity. There's people who like both. Like me. I like them both. Because, the question does come up, do we need a solo, backstory? Do we need a Rogue One backstory? Probably not. But the fact that we can get it, I like that.
But I think you're missing the point, though. I think it's it's less about whether or not there should be spin-offs and more about should they be pumping these out as quickly as they are. And he is recognizing that they probably were doing too much too fast. And the fact that they're recognizing that and they're going to do something about that, I think is going to be fantastic for the franchise.
I think for the majority of what's going on right now, yes, it's probably smart for them to do that. Me as a fan who enjoys both, it kind of makes me sad that that's going to happen, because it was nice getting a Star Wars type movie every year.
Okay.
But that's just me. Other people liked that we were getting it and then, didn't live up to their expectations. So that I can understand. That's why they're doing this. They lost money. They didn't perform as well as what happened, right?
Well, Solo underperformed, and then I think they just kind of... I just think it was a bit of a wake-up call that, like, maybe audiences are getting fatigued. It's what's happened with with Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, those movies are still making a ton of money. No one's saying that they aren't, but there's been a lot of people that have been outspoken at, like, holy shit, there's, like, one of these new superhero movies every couple of months. That hasn't happened with Star Wars, but you can't deny, and again, it was 10 years in the making, that when Episode 7 came out, it was a huge fucking deal. That all of a sudden, anything else that came out after that, it's not going to feel as big or as important as Episode 7 did, because you're not waiting 10 years for the next thing to come out. But I do think the impact was lessened more than it should have been, because the movies were coming out so fast and furious, Yeah, whatever. I don't have that much of a problem with. I think what fucked it up, not that they shouldn't have been made, is the spin-offs though, because basically, episode 7 happened, and then episode 8 happened 2 years later, right?
Yeah,
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. You know, if they were just making those movies, I think that's fair. But if you're gonna do the spin-offs and stuff, then you have to put a little bit more distance and let these things breathe a little bit more. I think.
Yeah, I think what they should do, is those in-betweeners, instead of just grabbing the characters. What
I said Fast and Furious, and now you're saying
the in-betweeners. The in-betweener movies, instead of just grabbing the characters that we know. Let it take place during that universe, but with other people that we don't know. Introduce new people. Like, I thought I saw something about someone. I think about it's kind of funny. They said that Dash Rendar is now going to be canon.
Okay.
Dash Rendar was the character, and I believe Shadows of the Empire. But like that's cool. Like, good. Make a story about him. You know.
Right. But I mean, Rogue One was an original story, was it not?
Yes. I mean, they mentioned that in the early movies.
But I mean, in terms of like the characters, weren't pretty much most of the characters in that movie all original?
Yes, I believe so. Other than the obvious people.
Because I don't think the problem is. I think the problem is just like it's just too much Star Wars, whether it's original characters or not. And I don't even think they'd hit the part to where it was a problem with Star Wars yet. But I think they were definitely fucking full speed ahead going down that road, in my opinion.
They really were. But as a fan of the universe, like that shit it's my jam.
Right. No, but I mean,
but yeah,
it's like the age old thing, like right. It's like too much of a good thing. You know what I mean? Like
it seems that way.
The whole thing too, like, you know, sometimes the best part of Christmas is the anticipation of Christmas, you know? And it's like, if we're celebrating Christmas twice a year, all of a sudden it takes a little bit of punch away from Christmas. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
So I get what you mean. I get as a fan, you're just like, I want more and more and more and more. But I think even though if you're not there yet, and honestly, like I said, I'm a very casual, I don't even know if I call myself a fan. I feel like I'm watching it I've enjoyed them. I'm watching it for my girlfriend. I'm watching it for this podcast. But I can't say I was fatigued yet, and maybe you weren't either, but I think it could have happened. And I was very afraid that we were barreling down that road. And I enjoy all the Marvel stuff, but we're way past that on that.
Oh, for sure. This is just about Solo underperforming.
Probably, I mean, I'm sure that's basically what it is.
Is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Welcome, Blue Jay.
Than's for joining Blue Jay. Blue Jay's in the chat.
Talking about Star Wars. As it's kind of obvious. So that's great, you know, I guess, you know, for people who are feeling fatigued with that, but we are still getting a TV show from Rian Johnson. So that's great.
Yeah.
And I think a TV show is probably the way to go. Live action TV show.
Yeah, Jon Favreau is doing
Jon Favreau, sorry, yeah.
But this article...
Rian Johnson has his own trilogy.
Right.
This is what's happening.
They do acknowledge all those things, but it sounds like
those are the things
we don't know what's up. We just don't know what's up with the timing anymore.
Okay.
It sounds like the timing of each project's release will be the variable.
Gotcha.
So they're there, they exist, but I don't know. Like, it makes sense. Like, they can't just keep shoving this shit down. Look, as a wrestling fan, I'll talk about it as a wrestling fan. Like, it's easy to get fatigued with wrestling right now. There's so much wrestling on every fucking week. There's Raw on Monday. It's 3 hours. I mean, I know we've talked about this a little bit. There's SmackDown on Tuesday. That's 2 hours long. They just recently made the switch to where they have their show for their cruiserweight division, the lightweights, for you since you aren't a fan. They have their own hour show. It's called 205 Live. That just got moved to Wednesday. And then NXT is on Wednesday. That's another hour. Like, it's so much. So on Monday and Tuesday, there's 5 hours of content. And then they add, this week, right now, currently, they add another hour with NXT. So 6 hours. They had another hour with 205 Live, 7 hours. And then right now they have the Mae Young Classic going on, so 8 hours. There's 8 hours of fucking... Did I do that right? Raw, 3 hours. SmackDown, 2 to 5 hours. NXT, Mae Young Classic, 205 Live. Now, you don't have to watch all of that, but it's all fucking there. And I pick and choose now.
So you don't watch everything?
I can't. I can't watch everything.
Sounds like you really can't, because that's a lot of fucking content.
I mean, you can, and I watch most of it. I'm not going to lie. I do watch most of it. I watch Raw and SmackDown every week. I watch NXT every week. I'm watching the Mae Young Classic. I don't watch 205 Live currently. But it's too much. As a wrestling fan, I love it. And when the network first started, I thought it was fucking fantastic. But you just, even as a Star Wars fan, maybe you don't see it now because you know how big of a wrestling fan I am. You probably eventually would have been like, oh, this is cool. I love getting to see all this, but it's so much, To
kind of go with that route, there's Star Wars, the cartoon. What is it called?
While you're thinking. And then Blue Jay just chimed in. He's a wrestling guy too. And if you watch Impact Wrestling, that's 10 hours. It's so much fucking wrestling. There's so much wrestling.
No wonder they have their own network.
It's just, Impact is another company.
Oh, okay.
Altogether. But I mean, if you're just a wrestling fan, then you could throw in that. And maybe you watch Ring of Honor. Maybe you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's so much. And it's great. It's fantastic as a fan to have all that content. But it's a lot,
It can be overwhelming.
It's just a lot.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, what they also called canon was the Star Wars Rebels. Yeah, Star Wars Rebels. I tried to watch that for some reason. I couldn't get into it. And it makes me sad because I want to watch it. Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. She does a voice. Her husband does a voice in it too.
Just not going to give her husband a name.
Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, come on. Okay. As if he's not an actor too.
The last thing I saw him in was 24. But anyways, so I guess I can pick and choose. I didn't choose to finish or to watch Rebels. But the TV show is the way to go, I think. Maybe if they're going to stop the movies or the in-betweener movies, go with this.
Which we don't even know. Route. We don't even.
And if they do the TV route, really quick, if they do the TV route, do what they're going to do with the Veronica Mars, 8 episodes or 13 episodes. I think that's the best way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah. We don't even... I saw you get confused by that. Freddie Prinze Jr. was writing for WWE for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's a fan. He was writing for them. I thought that was really cool when that happened.
That's pretty awesome.
But anyways, we don't know that they're necessarily removing things.
True.
I think they're just saying we're not going to give you so much at once.
They're going to just pump the brakes.
Yeah. Are you really... I mean, tell me about this, though. Are you really excited for a Jon Favreau live-action Star Wars TV series? Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because there was actually going to be a TV series back when the prequels were coming out.
I know, but now you have movies.
So now that... but that ended up being canceled. And that... now that we're going to have a TV show, that's... I don't know. I like that.
Do you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh.
Well, there you go.
I tried to,
but aren't you afraid it could be the same thing? Because look, I've already said this, and I don't know shit about Star Wars, but I don't think Episode 9. I think there's going to be an Episode 10, and then there's going to be an Episode 11, and there's going to be an Episode 12. I think they're going to always continue on.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I know there's going to be other trilogies, but I don't think it'd be one thing to me. The TV show would make sense if all of a sudden the movies were going to halt. But I'm just afraid. And I know I don't mean to talk shit to people that like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I also think a lot of people don't like it. I'm someone that tried to watch it and just couldn't really get into it. Yeah, I watched it when it started. I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Why are you surprised?
I don't know.
I didn't think you were aware. You just don't pay. You don't pay attention to me. Right?
I just don't remember.
You just don't pay attention to me. Anyways, I'm just would be afraid that as cool as the TV series could possibly be, I guess I have to see what the plans are for it and how it's going to be in action, because I'd just be so afraid that that's just, again, going to continue to flood the fucking market. Yeah. I don't know.
The TV show that was going to happen back then, I knew it was in the works, back in that time too, they said Kevin Smith was gonna be a part of it too. those were just rumors, and like I think he said himself that no one ever talked to him about it. But there's this YouTube channel that I watch called Cut Short, and he does a whole episode on the story or the Star Wars TV show that was gonna be. So I don't know if I'll link it. I'll try if I remember. But I recommend you check that out. It's kind of cool. I like the guy's channel. He does a lot of cool stuff. Okay. He does a lot of stuff that were gonna happen, like the Justice League movie was gonna happen way before the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Have you shown me some of his videos before?
Maybe.
Sounds kind of familiar.
And then, like, he talked about the Wonder Woman movie, or Wesley Snipes trying to make the Black Panther movie. Then it just didn't happen, and he compromised and ended up doing Blade instead. So, anyways, I like that channel. I just wanted to let you know, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Cut Short, I believe, is the channel name.
When there was going to be a series back then, what was the time frame of that? Were the movies no longer being made?
They were still being made, but I think what happened, and I think he said that the television show was going to be one of the most expensive shows ever made. Because back then technology wasn't all that great as it was today, so it would have basically cost what a movie production would have cost.
Okay.
So
I mean, did you get
that was a factor?
Okay. Did you get the impression though that if that TV show happened at that time, that maybe there wouldn't have been any more movies? That's where Star Wars would have lived, or do you think movies were still a possibility? That's why I was wondering what time frame. Like, this was like prequels era?
Yeah, this was prequels era.
Okay.
So I think, well, if the shows did good, I think it could have gone that way. If the shows didn't do good, I think it would have stopped for a while and then end up Disney buying them, because it was gonna happen. I think eventually Disney buying the LucasArts.
I just don't understand. I think people get too excited and they jump all in, and it's like, okay, you brought back the movies, they're doing really well, and now you're talking TV series, and like that's a whole other beast. You know what I mean? Like but who knows? We'll see what happens. I don't want to talk shit on something before it happens. Blue Jay in the chat. This is probably for you. The Jon Favreau. Do we know if?
No, it's not going to be based on the books.
He asked.
Yeah, they already said like the books aren't canon anymore. So I think if I remember correctly, it's gonna be like its own separate deal. Like I think it's gonna take place during the Empire, or just between Return of the Jedi and Rogue One. Okay. Rogue One, I guess. So, I think that's what it said that they were going to take place. But it was going to be like these, like, it wasn't going to be part of like the main series. It was going to be its own thing. Perhaps they probably would have pulled from the book, but I don't know. I can't say because we still don't know all the information.
Right. Yeah, I heard about this story this week, and I was surprised when it wasn't in our notes, because I just thought I thought it was very interesting, and I just think I knew we'd have a pretty good discussion about it, because I think it's a smart move. We'll see how it gets put into practice, but if they're them being aware of all this, and if they're gonna pull back, I think it's gonna be the healthiest thing they could do for Star Wars. Really.
You used to work at the library, and there were so many Star Wars books with so many authors. Yes. Wow. Yeah, I know that I know that too, because when I first got introduced to Star Wars, I'm like, I gotta go to the library. I gotta check out more about this shit. And I tried looking for like all the books I could find, and there were a lot of people who wrote a lot of Star Wars books. I think one of the ones I read was with Mara Jade, which takes place just after Return of the Jedi. Well, it has to take place after Return of the Jedi, because that's, I believe... Oh, man, I don't remember. It's been a while since I've read those. Anyways, we can move on.
So, yeah, Star Wars. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
No, that was good. That's a good pull. I had no idea until you told me.
Yeah, I think I feel like I didn't hear about it until yesterday, but I think it broke a couple days ago. But I think that's going to be a smart move. We'll see how they put it into play, though. What's next, Rick, and from your entertainment news, as you like to say?
Entertainment news. All right, so me and Mike loved the first Kingsman. I enjoyed the second Kingsman.
Did Mike see the second one?
Mike saw the second one too. He talked about it on the show. He liked some of it. I know he said he didn't like thoroughly love it as the first one, but I know he didn't hate it as well. But anyways, Kingsman 3 is apparently confirmed now for with Matthew Vaughn writing and directing again. So
he's done all of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Release date is set for November 8th, 2019. I'm excited for this. The second one did have some problems because they kind of basically went back, did callbacks to like the first one too much. It wasn't necessarily like it didn't like kill it for me, but at the same time, it's like you can see the studio got their hands on it because they saw how big the first one was. So they're like, well, you got to do this and you got to do that. Because like they had, I mean, Channing Tatum was in it and like he was barely in the movie, you know. And he was on the posters too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they give him, if they don't put their hands in it, you know, I think Matthew Vaughn is a very talented guy, and he can do a really good third one.
What else has he done before?
Kick-Ass.
Oh, okay.
And what else did he do? I want to say he did Stardust.
Oh shit.
Too. Oh no, what'd you do, Bryce?
No, I just think the video might be.
No cast, no plot details have been revealed yet. Yeah, we just know we got another one coming.
Now, refresh my memory because I haven't watched any of these. I was mildly interested in the first one when it came out, but I just never got around to watching them. Are these based off something?
I believe they are comic books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know by who, but I know I'm like 100% sure they're comic books. 99.9. I don't want to say that.
Well, if you're wrong, someone will let us know.
Yeah, someone will let us know in the comments down below. But I think you should really take a look at those movies.
Maybe
because if you like I know you like Kick-Ass a lot, right?
Yeah, I did.
So the action in this is very much like Kick-Ass, and that's what's great. That's what I like about his movies, is that his actions are always like, oh my god, I can't believe I almost said that, but I'm gonna say it anyways, on point.
Well, you didn't say on fleek, so.
Okay, I'm old, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just love his style of action.
Blue Jay again from the chat. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for this. Have you seen the trailer for the new Robin Hood?
I did.
I don't know what to think of that.
I don't know what you thought too.
I did.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, the dude from how do you say his name? Taron Egerton.
I like Taron Egerton.
Yeah. Honestly, I watched the trailer for Robin Hood, and when I saw him, I'm like, oh, I think this might make me want to watch it. You know, and then I think, what's his name? Jeff? No, not Jeff. He played. What's his name is in it too? God,
in the new Robin Hood?
No. He played the Shocker, or not the Shocker. In the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Isn't he in it too? Fuck. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Anyways, it looks kind of interesting.
I don't know how I feel.
Jamie Foxx. I think it's Jamie Foxx is also in it.
In what?
In Robin Hood.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that guy is a good actor. So that's why I would probably see it.
I guess I just realized that I don't know that I'm
Robin Hood. Though.
No, see that's what I'm saying. I don't know that I'm a Robin Hood fan. I'm a fan of the Disney Robin Hood movie with the animals.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's what I like. And then I like Men in Tights. But I don't know that I like anything Robin Hood. You know what I mean? I don't know that I just want, oh, it's Robin Hood, put it in my veins. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like specific Robin Hood stuff. So I don't know how to feel.
We will be getting to that soon. Actually, we can get to that now if you want to.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah, I'm excited for A Kingsman 3. Really excited because the guy's a great director and he knows his shit. And writer, I should say. All right, moving on. Blue Jay just brought it up. The new Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So, a new Joker, or the screen testing for the Joker came out. What's his name? Todd Phillips?
Yeah, Todd Phillips.
Yeah. He put it out online. And we're going to take a look at that. Where is it? Did you put it in the notes?
I did.
should laugh, but I cry because your love has passed me by. You took me by surprise. I didn't realize that you were laughing.
And that's it.
That's it. That was really quick.
You're the Batman guy, so go for it.
All right. So, did you watch The Dark Knight?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Okay. You watched all the
I've seen all like the. I've seen all the modern ones. Yeah.
Okay. So, at first when I saw this, I was like, really? They're gonna, first of all, Joaquin Phoenix, he just never popped into my head as a Joker.
I see it though.
But after this, I definitely see it. I think the makeup is a nice nod to the original.
Mm-hmm.
It looks more clown-like than. I guess you could say more like Cesar Romero-like from the Batman 66.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited for it now. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, I still think it's weird that it's being made.
I think it's weird too. Because we already have Jared Leto as fucked up looking Joker, and I think DC they don't have a handle on their shit right now. They really don't. I mean, I don't know. I want to like their stuff, and I do like some of their stuff, not as much as I love the other. Wonder Woman is probably the best thing they have right now.
Yeah, I've heard. You're not the first person I've heard say that.
As far as Suicide Squad goes, I mean, it wasn't the best script, but I mean, it was fun looking at those, watching the characters interact. But I wouldn't call it my favorite movie. I feel like they're just trying to put out. They don't know what they're doing. And it sucks. It really sucks because they have a lot of great characters.
I mean, something that could be interesting though, if people really like Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker or like this movie, because I mean, isn't this movie we know a little bit about it? Isn't it kind of set in the? It's obviously in the past because it's supposed to be how he became the Joker. But if it ends up doing really well, it could almost be DC's reset button because
that's what I was thinking too.
It could be their reset button to be like, well,
this one's working.
This is how we're starting, and here's your Joker, and then they introduce whoever's gonna be Batman, and then they just because I almost feel like they have so many fucking balls in the air that they just need to fucking start over, and that could be.
This could be.
I don't know that that's the plan, but it's there, and it seems like it could be that. Yeah, I agree with Blue Jay.
He is weird.
100%. He's done all kinds of crazy roles. Blue Jay just said, because we have a bad habit of doing that because people are listening aren't hearing this. Blue Jay says Joaquin Phoenix is weird enough to be the Joker for sure.
Remind me what he's been in.
Oh, really fuck. Can't. We'll keep talking and I'll tell you. I mean, he's been in Signs, but that's the first thing I think of. Yeah, Signs.
Was he the...
He's Mel Gibson's brother.
Oh, brother. Okay. Yeah, I like the look
of
it.
Yeah, they're brothers.
I like the look that they're going with. They got like I said, they got the classic Joker look. It almost even looks like maybe a little bit like the pulling from the cartoon.
Gladiator,
her. That's right.
Walk the Line.
That's right. Okay. The
Signs.
Master. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'm Still Here. That was when he kind of people thought he was going.
Crazy. Actually, that is a very, very good pick then for Joker because I remember him in The Master. That was a weird fucking movie, but he was really good in that. Yeah, man. I'm excited for this. I feel you kind of said the exact same thing I was thinking. This could be their reset button.
Yeah.
If they really want to, or let them do their thing over here.
No. I don't like that because I just think that just keeps them on this convoluted path, and they need to move away from that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's interesting, and it's an interesting. I mean, I don't know. This isn't something that you necessarily. It's not what I know Todd Phillips for.
Yeah.
I know Todd Phillips for old school and fucking crazy comedies. I'm sure I know he's done other stuff. The Hangover. So, I don't know.
He did The Big Short too. I think he did The Big Short.
He did something else that seemed like it was. what
is a
many
Big Short.
people think are like outside of his wheelhouse or what we know him for.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think he's yeah, Her was a weird movie, Blue Jay. I enjoyed it though.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Her.
Did you enjoy Her? How was she? I don't think he did The Big Short.
He didn't do The Big
He did
Short.
War Dogs.
Oh, War Dogs. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I remember when I'm like, that's a tough, like, huh. And I guess that movie does feel different. For like, that movie's funny in moments, but that's a different movie tonally to me from what he normally does. I liked War Dogs. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I like that one a lot.
I liked it.
Yeah, I was actually about to say that too, Blue Jay. DC seems to be doing a good with their TV series, but are struggling with their big screen, and I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
They even with the cartoons, in my opinion, too. Like DC had a really good handle on their cartoons back in the early 2000s, in the 90s. There were some good like one-off cartoon movies too that were really good. But yeah, movies they just don't got a handle on it, you know, and it sucks. But the TV shows are great.
Well,
I do have some of my issues that are good with the television shows right now. But,
yeah.
But as far as like, I would rather watch The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, you know, because they're more consistent and they know what they're doing.
Well, this is 2018, and this is the world we live in of reboots and restarts and stuff. So if at some point DC wants to just fucking punt the ball and completely erase the slate and start over, I wouldn't be surprised. So it could happen.
Todd Phillips could be the one.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like that just popped in my head just now. Like I said, if that really, you know, takes off, that could maybe unintentionally be like their jumping off point.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
What's next? More trailers.
Yeah, we got some trailers here, and we're gonna take a look at something that everyone's been talking about, and that is Captain Marvel. So we're gonna watch the Captain Marvel trailer here, right now, and you're watching it with us.
Language. I know a renegade soldier when I see one. Never occurred to me that one might come from above. Space invasion, big car chase. Truth be told, I was ready to hang it up till I met you today. So you're not from around here?
It's hard to explain. I keep having these memories. I see flashes. I think I had a life here. But I can't tell if it's real.
Idea what threats are out there. We can't do this alone. We need you.
I'm not what you think I am.
So Rick is barely able to contain his excitement. I'll just say, because I'm sure you have more to say, I think that looks really cool, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, like, all right, I don't know much about Captain Marvel. You know, I know what, like, I'm, like, Ms. Marvel, like, when the cartoons, like, the X-Men animated series cartoons, like Rogue took Ms. Marvel's powers from her. But I mean, this is totally different. So like I've heard they're changing like her backstory a little bit, and they're doing some changes to kind of make it fit to the new Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
Because the original Captain Marvel was a guy named Marv-El. And I guess he passes down his powers to her. So like this is gonna be something brand new for me because like I said, I don't know the character. But that shit looks fucking cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It's gonna come sooner than we think too.
Yeah, I think it comes March.
Well, yeah, I just mean like, we're blowing through September right now, and so next thing you know, we're gonna be seeing this. I don't think I want to watch. I don't think I want to watch another trailer.
I'll probably watch maybe another trailer.
I don't need to.
I like the fact that it's taking place in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I love that aspect that they're doing. We're going to get a de-aged Coulson and Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, having two eyes. And it's going to be through the whole movie, which is something new that they haven't done yet. I mean, they did it with Robert Downey Jr. and Age of Ultron. Was it Age of Ultron? I think it was Age of Ultron.
I don't remember.
But it's going to be pretty damn expensive to do.
Well, like they don't have the money.
Yeah, sure.
So that looks great. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Brie Larson. Someone you like.
Someone you like.
I do. I just remember you telling me always about her.
Well, she was in the United States of Terra. That's where I knew her from. And then she popped up in some other stuff too.
Scott Pilgrim?
Oh, yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Did you watch... What came first for you, watching Scott Pilgrim or United States of Terra? No, you started watching United States of Terra like pretty quickly after we met you, if I remember right. Because I told you about it.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, huge role for her. Like, she's blown up. I mean, big time.
Yeah. She did Room, and that got her...
Well, yeah, but
I don't know if she won. Did she win?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yes?
I want to say yes.
I don't know. Should I look it up?
You don't have to. I'll put it in post, I guess. I'm excited. Jude Law's in this.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
She won Best Actress for 2016. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
People were saying, so you see the pager that he has in this trailer. People think it's probably the same pager that he has in Infinity War, just all souped up. And then also, they're also making the notice of when that last shot where she's getting all energized. It's very similar to the way the PIM particle accelerator charges up to. I don't know if you remember that from Ant-Man.
Yes.
So maybe she's the one that pulls out Ant-Man from being trapped. You remember that part, right?
Yeah.
Infinity War. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this. Her wearing that 9 Inch Nails t-shirt. It's kind of cool.
I missed that part.
I think it was in the still. I don't know if it was in this trailer.
I think it's super interesting. Like, we've talked about this before, but it's crazy. That's what I was looking up right now. Like, we're getting this, which I get plays a big role in introducing people in March, and then fucking Infinity War Part 2 or whatever you want to call it comes out in May. Like,
yeah,
that might be the closest gap there's been.
I think so.
Like, that's insane.
I really think so.
So, interesting.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait. I really can't wait. There's so many other factors too. Like they teased Adam Warlock in Guardians 2. Yeah. Infinity War Part 2 is gonna be an insane fucking ride. There's gonna be so many characters. Not only that, plus we got the X-Men. I don't think they're definitely not gonna be in this phase because they're still finalizing all that shit. But I say by the end of next year or the year after, we'll probably get some info about X-Men. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, Mike, I don't know if you're watching because you didn't say anything in the chat, but if you are, kind of want to do a casting of the X-Men if they recast.
It's like your guys' favorite thing.
Because that's what we love to do.
Between you two, like, in castings and lists.
It's fun to do a cast. Like, I like to listen to, like, Kind of Funny when they talk about the whole Marvel, or the whole X-Men recasting, you know? I was listening to that on my way back home from work. And I
Yeah.
thought, like, I want to do that. So I want to do that with Mike. Although they kind of went off on a different tangents about the story, and rather than recasting, bringing Laura back from Logan, which I think that's a really good idea too.
I don't know. I guess
I'm
I
getting
could
totally
see how
geeky
I
right
could
now.
see how it could be fun, but I guess it just doesn't really interest me.
What do we think of Batista possibly leaving Guardians of the Galaxy?
And that would be a big blow
That
if
would-
that happens.
That would be huge if that happens.
Yeah.
I think even if, let's say, Disney says, all right, you can come back, you can finish this, I think, I don't think he'd want to come back after that. To be honest, I think he'll turn it down. Not Batista, the director. Fuck, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. No, not Tim. James Gunn. Yeah. Like, I think if they offer it back to him, like, it'd be kind of awkward for him to come back to work with, them after everything that happened. But I mean, if he leaves, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know how they're gonna play that.
I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like the James Gunn book is pretty much closed, isn't it?
I think so.
Like I don't think that's happening. I'm not up on the story lately, so I don't know. But yeah,
I mean, he has a contract. I mean, if he breaks that contract, I mean, I don't know what they could do, but
yeah.
I mean, Hugo Weaving broke his contract with Marvel when he didn't want to come back to be Red Skull.
Oh, Batista, yeah.
Who would have cast for him? I don't know. Probably. That I don't know.
I don't know
it's
that
hard
they,
to recast
I don't know that they
him.
can. I don't know that they can. Like
I don't think they
that's
can.
so hard. I mean, you'd have to, I guess. If he doesn't come back, you'd have to. But I mean, that's just a fucking shit sandwich that you hope you don't ever have to eat.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, like, I mean, they could if they really wanted to write him off, but that would be really disserving to the fans. Am I saying that right?
Honestly, I almost feel like a disservice. But I almost think that would be the better move, though. You know,
So just write him off.
To just write him off
happen?
instead of replacing him with somebody, and then you're still gonna call him. You know.
No.
Like, I don't know. What's his name in the movie? What am I forgetting?
Drax.
Like, I just don't think that ever works. Hey, here's this.
They did it with Katie Holmes.
They've done it with plenty of shit
Batman.
before. I personally hate when they do stuff like that. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, I couldn't say. Maybe Mike will have an answer for you next week from that one. Anyways, Captain Marvel, yay!
Okay, let's move on.
All right. Next trailer we have is something you brought to us. And that is The Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House.
I don't know about this one.
You watched it, though.
You brought it to oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, you watched it.
But it's been a while, so let's rewatch this right now.
Which I think is awesome, and it comes out October 12th, I think.
Now I want you two to get good rest.
What if I have a bad dream?
Well, I'm sure we can handle any dream you have.
What if I dream that you sent us away into the dark and we get hurt? Really hurt? And what if I'm so sad and scared of the dark out there that I put poison in me for years and years until my blood turns into poison and my heart breaks right in half and I can't feel anything happy. Until I can't stand it anymore and I have to die. Until I'm on a silver table. It's my jaw wired shut. Would you wake us up from a dream like that?
We're not like any other family. We're different. Because of where we grew up. Hill House.
Your mother, she was not crazy. Neither was your sister, neither is your brother, neither are you. It's that house.
dream, of course I'd wake you.
Ooh. I forgot some of that part. I forgot about that part where
Yeah.
she's
I
like
know.
over the.
So while that was playing, I've seen the trailer before. If anyone, I feel like everyone likes to call you out like you weren't watching the trailer. It's like I was trying to look something up. I've seen the trailer before, but I'm really excited for that. That's something I didn't know about until this week, and
For a second, when I first watched it, like I thought it was a trailer for Lock and Key, until I saw the title.
What is Lock and Key again?
It was a comic book. It almost had a TV series, and then ended.
But who's making that?
I believe Netflix is actually making.
No,
that.
but I mean, why do I know that? Isn't there
Lock and
someone?
Key?
Yeah, like I feel like there's some.
They made a pilot for it for Fox, I believe, but I don't think it never come to series.
I feel like someone big is behind it. Oh, yeah.
Guillermo del Toro.
No, Carlton Cuse.
That's who it was. Yeah.
I just read that. That was familiar because it just
recent.
popped in my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a series order. Yeah. No.
And that's for Netflix, right?
Yes.
I believe it's Netflix.
Wait, is it? Yeah, Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought this trailer was going to be, but then I were like, no, that's Lock and Key. They're probably going to call it Lock and Key.
Yeah.
But this trailer is fucking freaky, dude.
So I'm excited. It's a show.
When little kids talk that dark, like, no.
So it's a
Turn
10
around and you walk out the door.
It's a 10-episode series directed by Mike Flanagan, who has done Hush, Oculus, Ouija Origin of Evil, Before I Wake, and Gerald's Game.
Gerald's Game. You saw that, huh?
Yeah, I did.
I wanted to see that.
Netflix.
I never got around to it.
Yeah. But yeah, the series comes in the wake of two film adaptations.
Yeah, I
The
thought so,
Haunting. 1963 is The Haunting, and 1999 is The Haunting. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Luigi thought it said House on Haunted Hill. I thought the same thing too when
Yeah.
I first saw it.
But I think it looks great. I'm so excited for Halloween season, man. Like, that's in October, and then a couple weeks later we have Sabrina.
That's right.
After that, like, Netflix, both Netflix, man, like, they're killing it right now. I mean, I don't want to get overly excited. I don't know if it's going to be good. I think it looks good, though.
The concept, the trailer of it looks...
So, the question is, will
fucking
Rick
scary.
watch it?
I think I'll watch it until I get too scared and not watch it.
I will watch it for sure. So, you'll probably hear more about this. But
yeah, you definitely
I like finding things like this throughout the week that are coming soon and were completely off my radar. So, I think that's always cool.
Yeah.
I think we have one more trailer.
We got one more trailer. This was a request from our good buddy, Tim Raven.
He missed a week, but he's back.
Yeah, he
Because,
is.
yeah, we didn't have anything.
This is... Oops. Oh, speaking of Dave Bautista. This one is called Master Z, the IP Man Legacy. So let's take a look at this.
我曾經以為功夫係用嚟俾我揚名天下，我甚至用佢嚟做打手賺錢。後來我淨係想做個普通人，我以為可以放低過去同功夫，但係我嘅心根本就冇放低過。詠春將天子。
Dude, that trailer was quick.
So I definitely think that looks awesome. That's never been my style. Like, I'm not really into martial arts stuff. So I don't know. Maybe that's more your radar and Mike's.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Because that
It looks cool.
fucking awesome.
I think it looks cool.
When I can see a really well choreographed fight, I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This looks amazing. It looks like the director is the same director of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Because I want to say the style, it kind of reminded me of that, and I think that actress was also in it too. Oh no, okay. He was miscellaneous crew. He did the stunts on Kill Bill 2. Okay.
I do think it looks cool. Like, I mean, and I always appreciate the requests and stuff. And that's definitely something I didn't know about, but I don't know if that's...
You don't know if that's for you?
Well, it's not that it's not for me. It just isn't the first thing I'm, like, attracted to, I guess. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I wouldn't refuse to watch it.
I feel the title's kind of funny. The IP Man Legacy. I don't know, I think like IP address. I don't know. Or IP, intellectual property. So, yeah, it looks like she was in Crouching Tiger. Yeah. Dude, this looks awesome. I think it looks awesome. I'm in. I want to see it.
Yeah.
So,
It looks fun for sure.
Yeah. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks. Keep them coming.
Yeah. I believe that's it from as far as trailers and news goes, because we got a movie to review.
Oh shit, we do have a movie to review. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Shall we talk about the movie?
Yes. So before we recorded today, Rick and I went to go see Assassination Nation, which is a movie that you actually brought to the table for me. I think we were seeing something else. I think maybe was it The Nun? I think we were seeing another movie and the trailer popped on and you said this looks really good. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, it does look pretty good. And it just came out yesterday?
Yes.
This hasn't been out. Okay, so it just came out. So we saw it this morning. So
yeah,
tell me what you thought, Rick.
If you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. But it's basically this town, the town of Salem, goes in chaos because they got hacked. Starts off small, and then it just gets bigger and bigger. People's secrets get leaked out. Mm-hmm. People are going crazy and trying to find the source of who's leaking all this stuff, and havoc ensues. And people start going crazy and start killing people.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting concept because, you know, like this is kind of the world we live in now where everything is connected.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much information out there that anyone can kind of just get into. Like people keep stuff on their phones and people can get into your phone. So kind of without going down that road, because we've talked about stuff like that a lot on this show. It's kind of a cool, like I'd say hyperbolic take on, you know, what could happen if your fucking private life gets completely exposed for everybody to see. And I also think it's an interesting commentary on, you know,
society.
Well, just also I just think things also get taken out of context, right? You know what I mean?
That's true
like,
too. And she talks about that too.
And even if it isn't taken out of context, it's just like, look, nobody's a saint. Everybody has looked up weird shit, you know.
Everyone's looked up porn.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then it gets put out there, and everyone wants to be. I mean, yeah, they do talk about. There's that one part in the movie. It's like, you know, so he's got a picture of his.
I just remember something, but go on.
Of his whatever, how I don't know, like the principal. I think it was his 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Naked or something in the tub, and like that's child porn. It's like, well, why is that not like that? Doesn't. I could see why people would jump to that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's child pornography. Like maybe he was just like it was bath time with his daughter. I mean, it's still relatively young. It's weird. I mean, it's a little bit weird, but that's just kind of the point. Like,
no. It's
the same thing. Like it doesn't. What you do in private, like I don't think it makes it okay. But you do certain things in private because it's in private. You know what I mean? Like. And then it gets put out there, and then people are like, oh, well, you're a racist, you're a pedophile, you're all this other stuff, and it's just like, whoa, wait a minute, you know. So I think it is interesting, and that happens a lot, especially, you know, nowadays. You know, you have people coming out and accusing people like of doing this, that, or the other thing, right? You know, or
Felix
Schellberg, or even more recently. Like I don't want to get into this too much, but I mean the Chris Hardwick situation. You know, like there's a lot of people where. No, that's a little different because.
That's a little different.
Well, it's not though. Like it's different in that this is talking about someone getting hacked, and so you're seeing tangible evidence. But it's still kind of the same because you see this stuff and people take things out of context and then just make all these assumptions about you as if you haven't done some weird fucking shit when you've been alone or whatever, right?
Right.
And then the Chris Hardwick thing, just using him as an example, is like you have this person making these claims about this person, and before any of them are validated, you have everybody calling for his head. Whether or not, I'm not taking sides in that. I'm just saying that's just the world we live in now. Now people, it's always...
Everyone on the internet...
It's guilty till proven
jury,
innocent now, was my point, you know? But anyways... That's kind of what this movie is sort of about, more about the hacking stuff. But I thought it's kind of a cool concept. I'm actually surprised there haven't been more movies like this made. There's been other movies. I'm not saying this is the first of its kind, but this is a very hyperbolic, exaggerated version of like what could go wrong and what could happen. And it really just kind of makes you think about the world, you know?
You could compare it to like the Sony hack. If you remember that, a lot of shit got leaked when Sony got hacked.
When was that? What was that? What got hacked? I don't remember.
That was during the movie The Interview. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Where Sony got hacked and a lot of emails got leaked and.
What movie was The Interview again?
With
that was.
Yeah, there was a big Sony hack.
Stuff?
Yeah. And a lot of stuff was said in the emails. Like we find out like, reasons like why Andrew Garfield got fired from Spider-Man. And a bunch of shit were basically weren't meant for the public got out there. And then there's even the 2014 iCloud hack too.
The fappening.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but yeah.
Why say it?
So yeah, this movie touches some pretty interesting things.
Yeah.
There's that one scene where they're all in the gym talking like no one should expect privacy anymore. Which was just funny because she said only old people still think that they still have privacy, which I thought that was kind of a funny line. Because your privacy is your privacy.
Yeah.
If you don't want your pictures on the internet like that, don't take your pictures.
Right.
Or be cautious on how you take your pictures.
I mean, it is hard to be more private, I think.
It's definitely harder.
I think now, I'm someone that's not on social media at all. Other than, I use our show accounts. Well, really just the Twitter,
right.
To post stuff for the show and whatnot. But even me being somebody that isn't on any social media of any sort, it drives me insane to like Google my name or something, and you Google your name, and from time to time it'll pop up on like White Pages or something else, and not only give you like, your estimated age and stuff, but your fucking address. And sometimes even down to the apartment number if you live in an apartment. I'm like, man, that is fucked up. And that's happened. I've seen that.
It happened to you once, I remember.
It's happened more than once. And it could really happen to anybody. Like, you're lucky because your name's just kind of common. Yeah. But my name's a little bit more unique. So, like, if you Google my name, you're going to find me, And I don't do anything to put any of that out there. But it's out there because we buy things online, or we're connected through our phones, or people take our information and they sell our information.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. So, well, let's bring it back to the movie. But yeah, it is hard to be private in today's world. But I did like the movie.
Oh, I like.
I'm gonna go out and say I really liked the movie. I had a lot of emotions while watching it though, because at one point I actually was thinking like, man, there's parts where like this is kind of depressed fest a little bit. There's a few parts like this is sort of depressing, but then I also realized that it is kind of like it's not in the same way and like the type of movie that you take me to go see.
Right.
There's definitely it's definitely thrilling. There's definitely a lot of sexuality in this. Oh
yeah.
It's like I said, it's exaggerated. Like I think the movie was trying to be grounded, but at the same time, it's obviously kind of like an exaggerated take.
It started that way, but it was meant to be like. Exaggerated towards the end.
Right. It definitely gets a bit exaggerated, but I ran sort of the gamut of emotions while
I did too.
While watching this, man. And one thing that this movie I think does really well is they actually do a really good job of. It's not like I sat there and thought at one point I was watching a documentary, so I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. But
it's not.
They do a good job of like. The violence, I guess, that you're seeing in the movie, and the situations, like the uncomfortable, like situations and stuff. it's making it. They did a good job of making you feel like you were a fly on the wall, and that was really unfolding. Like I don't know if it was how it was shot, or
It was
just
how it was shot.
or just what they chose to present. Because I don't even just mean the angle of the camera. I just mean
everything.
the
all lighting, the way the certain placement
Yeah.
of where the people are and
Right.
how you're looking at them.
Right.
It's like,
but not even just the angles though. For me, just like the situations, it felt very real. Where I'm like, holy shit! Like this is just like, this doesn't feel like a movie right now. And I think they should be commended for getting that done. I think they did a good job.
I like this movie a lot more than I thought I was gonna like it. 'Cause like it's the way, like, I want to just get back into it. Like the way it was shot, the colors that they used for like when they were around the four girls. The way they worked the camera too, like everything about this movie was done very well. You know, it was definitely a black type of comedy. And I enjoyed it a lot.
I don't even know though. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I'd categorize it as that because like I don't know if the movie's funny. I don't even know if I want to put comedy.
That's true.
Like, I don't think the
wouldn't
movie
put
is
that title on there either.
I don't think it is funny. In fact, like I mean, not that this means anything, but IMDb, what are they? So they throw crime in there, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's funny. I can't think of. There's times where I was maybe laughing
some of the ridiculous
the movie a little bit, yeah, but like I don't think the movie ever sets out to try to be funny. But there's certain things like, you know, when that cheerleader's giving her little spiel, where you're just kind of like the voice that she's using and how she's talking, like this is ridiculous, you know. But I don't think they're going for laughs. I just think I don't know, man. The movie kind of left me a little speechless.
Yeah.
Obviously, I kind of can't find the words, but yeah, it's a thriller. It's a lot of it. Some of it is hard to watch.
There's a trigger warning at the beginning, which I thought was amazing because, you know, people like I feel like it was also kind of making fun of the trigger warning because as it's giving you the trigger warning, it's showing you all the things that are going to happen.
Well, and that also felt like
movie.
part of the movie, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the movie just started. Like it wasn't. I don't know. It's a very different movie.
Yeah.
It is different. I guess this is the second week in a row where I feel like we watched something that felt different from what's been coming out. Last week it was A Simple Favor, and now this week it's this, which I'm assuming is a completely 100% original story, but I don't know.
It feels like it. I mean, the guy who wrote and directed it himself. There's nothing here about a book or anything. Which the movie's genius, man. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, it's very topical. It's very it gives you like real depth.
Yeah.
To like, you know, you really don't know the people that you talk to every day, or you know, and it makes you think. It's a thinker. It makes you think.
They I don't know. They did a good job of like really really making you feel what it would maybe feel like. That's a lot of feels, but to be these people in those situations and how much it would suck, exaggerated or not, they captured that feeling, and it was good. It was really good. Like the movie does have a little bit of everything. I mean, the movie's kind of, it's not what I would necessarily categorize as this, but I mean, you could argue the movie's scary. The movie, you know, is thrilling. The movie is, it's just a lot of it's everything. I guess the movie is just kind of a little bit of everything. Again, I don't want to call it a comedy because I don't feel like it is. There's parts that you might chuckle at, but I don't know. I liked it though. I really did like it.
Yeah. And I recommend people to see it.
Yeah.
Really go see this movie.
It's probably not going to do very well.
It's not doing well right now.
Yeah, like Rick and I were the only two in the theater, which, you know, maybe a lot of people just aren't trying to see a movie like this at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good, and I thought there were some good performances. But the girl that ended up being like Lily or whatever, Odessa Young, she looked familiar to me the whole time. I thought she was fantastic though.
Oh, she was great. Yeah.
And I can't figure out what, like, I looked, when it was done, I looked, and I don't think I've seen any of the stuff that she's been in. I guess she's Australian, but
Oh, she's Australian.
she looks really, really familiar to me. But I thought she was really good.
Yeah, she was amazing. Joe, did I say that right?
Where?
Joel McHale
Yeah, Joe McHale.
is in this. And
Maud
he was
Apatow's in
creepy
it.
as fuck.
Maud Apatow's in it. Bella
yeah.
Thorne. Which
Bill
I know
Sauce.
her. I know Bella Thorne's name more than I know who the fuck she is.
Bella Thorne?
Yeah.
I thought she was in Gossip Girl.
No, I don't. No, I
No?
don't think so.
I hear that name Bella Thorne a lot, and like, oh, that's her. Okay, she was in the Duff Scream series.
I
She was
just-
the babysitter. That's
I
right.
just know her name. Oh, was she?
Yeah,
What was she in the babysitter?
Allison. I think she was the babysitter.
Is she?
I think so.
Click it.
Um.
You could have just clicked it up there.
Oh.
Yeah, Maud Apatow, who was Judd Apatow and Leslie Mann's daughter,
Yeah.
who has been in movies before when they've been younger and stuff.
Oh no, she was the friend.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I didn't think she was the babysitter.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Who's the babysitter?
Samara.
Melanie. Oh, her.
Melanie?
B. Yeah. You're right. Also, Bill Skarsgård is in this movie too.
He's
He was the boyfriend of Lily.
no, but he's Pennywise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are some names in it, but yeah, like I don't know, it's just
I
kind of
also-
different.
It was different. It makes you think. It makes you feel uncomfortable, and also like I don't know how to describe this movie other than I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Like if you want to go to the theater and not see like the
Star Wars,
the
or
latest comedy or
Marvels.
the latest like superhero whatever, and just want to see something kind of different, it was good.
No spoilers.
I mean, I don't really know what else I'm going to talk about with it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want to say? If you have something to say, go for it. Like if there's a part specifically you want to talk about, then we'll call spoilers and we'll do it.
No, that's okay. There's one thing I just want to throw out there, just because like I love this movie for its cheesiness. But there's a little there's not a clip, but the audio from a clip of the audio from Hackers is in this, which I thought was kind of funny. So I thought that was something I want to mention because I like that Philly movie. Have you ever watched that movie? Hackers?
No, I don't think I have.
You should watch it. It's so stupid now, but it's like it takes place in the 90s, and no one really knew what hacking was, so
Right.
they make it so it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this out there, and I know that you're familiar with it, and I've seen it. In some ways, like, it's not the same, but I mean, the movie 13 comes to mind when I see this movie, Assassination Nation. Like,
Really?
yeah, like, not that they're the same movie, but I mean, I feel like,
The way they act
Well, just
in the
think
movie,
about,
like
just think about it, though. Like, it's kind of, like, 13, I'm looking at the synopsis because it's been a while, but, like, you're kind of going on this journey of like these girls, being 13 and like their everyday life and their struggles and stuff. And what is this movie about? It's these high school girls maybe it's a stretch, but I mean, I'm like,
Yeah.
like not a direct comparison, but I mean, that's kind of what you're seeing. You're seeing this drama amongst these four girls and then just high school in general in 2018 and like,
yeah,
and how it affects everybody. I mean, the principal, the mayor, students, parents. So it just pops in my head. Like, I'm not crazy for saying that.
No, you're not.
Okay.
No.
Like, I'm not by any means saying, oh, this is 13. Like, this is like a follow. But I mean, I could draw parallels.
Right.
So
we enjoyed the movie.
yeah, I thought it was good. I think it's worth checking out.
Same.
Yeah. This story broke yesterday, and I want to talk about this.
I saw this trending on Twitter. I don't know what was going on.
Telltale Games is closing as a studio. Scroll down.
Wow.
So Telltale Games,
Really?
probably most known for making the Walking Dead games and stuff.
Yeah.
I was excited. I knew about Telltale for a long while. I'm forgetting the name of the person because I don't think he's even with the company anymore. But like, I was excited because when this studio started, it was from a few people that were from LucasArts that made some of the adventure games that I liked and grew up playing. So I was really excited for this company and some of the first things that they were doing. And they made a Sam & Max. Like they were doing Sam & Max for Telltale. They made a Monkey Island game. And it was, their thing became like this episodic, sort of adventure type stuff. They did a lot of stuff. And I have soured on them over the years. Like I think a lot of people may have also, just because they had the same engine for the longest time, and a lot of the games kind of looked the same, and their engine just started to feel dated. And then their style of adventure game is not mine, I guess. Not traditional, I guess. I don't know. It's not the point and click sort of adventure that I like to play. I could appreciate some of the stuff. It felt like, to me, their adventure games felt like the Fisher Price, I guess, of adventure game. Like it felt like easy, sort of dumbed down to me. Very like they're really guiding you along this path where I'm used to. Like they try to make you think you have a choice, but there's really only a few options. Kind of, and then, I mean, I like adventure games that I played. They're about the puzzles and about the story unfolding. They weren't so much about like, oh, well, be wise about what decision you make, because it could alter things. And that's kind of what Telltale did. And I think that's great. And at a time I was enjoying that. And bottom line, it's sad. A lot of people... Ooh, I totally bumped the mic big time. I'm sorry. Basically, yeah, Telltale is closing down. And this article is from Kotaku. And Telltale confirmed to Kotaku that all but 25 employees are let go from the studio as part of a, quote, major studio closure following a year marked by insurmountable challenges. The small group that remains will fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners. So there's a lot of questions that people have about this. They don't know exactly, like, are they sticking around to finish The Walking Dead? Because The Walking Dead is in a season currently. I feel like I've heard conflicting things about that. I don't know if people just don't know. Maybe that is what they're finishing. But, yeah, it's currently unclear. Oh, wait. Let's see. So it's currently unclear if the rest of the Walking Dead game will still release as planned or what will happen to the studio's other projects currently in development. But here's another update to this article. Both US Gamer and Variety report that the skeleton crew being kept on at Telltale are focused solely on completing Minecraft Story Mode, a 5-part interactive narrative series produced for Netflix, originally set to come to the streaming platform this fall. The Walking Dead, the final season, meanwhile, will remain unfinished. So that's news to me just now, because I guess I just... Well, yeah, it was updated, I guess yesterday. Not yesterday, so that is news to me, but... Damn, it's crazy. They're not going to finish it. Yeah, so that's... That's awful. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, but... It's just, it's shitty. No matter what, shitty, and I feel like we should recognize it because, like I said, Telltale was a company that was on my radar, I feel like, before they blew up. Not that makes me special, but because there's, like I said, people from LucasArts helped start that company, and I was excited to see what they were going to do, because they were going to try to make games like that I liked, but they didn't. Why don't Netflix dip their toe and give them a few bucks to finish the final season? What does Netflix have to do? So Telltale is making a Minecraft TV show for Netflix? Yeah. A 5-part interactive narrative series. Produced by Netflix, originally set to come to the streaming platform. So I guess it's going to be an interactive show. I guess so. I'm trying to look up... the only other kind of interactive show I can think of is... Or, example I can think of, I'm thinking, how... At least it's... I don't know, you would know this because you've been to Japan, but isn't Pokemon, the series in Japan, almost interactive? You would know more than I would. I've never watched it. Well, because I've watched Japanese X and Y. Remember I told you I was watching Japanese versions of it, and it almost looks like they're telling you oh, don't forget that you can
interact here and there. I was like, that's kind of weird.
I don't know.
I
really don't know.
Comments,
about that.
let me know.
But yeah, I want to look up these guys' names. So the original founders of Telltale were Kevin Bruner, Dan Connors, and Troy Melander.
Dan Connor?
Dan Connors, right?
Oh.
And yeah, I was interested in this because they were a group of former LucasArts employees. They were working on a Sam & Max sequel to hit the road called Freelance Police, and then it was canceled in 2004. And then Telltale Games became a thing in July of 2004 after the game was canceled in March of 2004. So that's why. So basically, the Telltale Games team, they had a large collective experience working on LucasArts classic adventures that I liked. So I immediately had an interest in this company, and they ultimately didn't end up being what I was looking for, but I am sad to see them go. It is unfortunate, and a lot of people just lost their jobs. And that's not funny. I don't know if we both laugh because it's not funny.
It's uncomfortable.
It's just shitty.
It's uncomfortable.
So,
and yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, so I want to talk about this story.
I'm glad because, like I said, I just saw that they were training. I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
They must be coming out.
So
with I thought they were coming out with something new. But
no.
Apparently not.
So, anyways.
So I hope. I mean, they're talented people over there. So like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're going to find something soon. And I hope so.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just end it there because it is getting hot.
Okay.
And
so you're going to save?
I guess we'll save it for next week.
All right, save it. All right,
I'm hot and I'm getting uncomfortable.
Okay. Rick is hot and uncomfortable. We'll have more video game stuff next week, but we're going to talk about this. So like we are aware of the PlayStation Classic or Mini or whatever the fuck they're calling it. And Mike wants to talk about that. Rick wanted to talk about that today too. But
yeah, I do, but
we're gonna skip it for now.
Tired.
And I wasn't a PlayStation kid, so that's gonna be more their thing, and we'll probably talk about that next week. So for everybody in the chat room, Blue Jay was here contributing to the show, watching us live on Twitch. We appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're listening to this as a podcast, we thank you for taking the time to do that. And yeah, otherwise, if you would like to watch us, clips go up throughout the week. Clips go up throughout the week.
Tuesday through Friday.
At noon, you know. Generally, it's Tuesday through Friday. The full show, if you want to watch this whole show, not just listen to us, the full show goes up on Friday. And you can watch this whole thing and not just have to watch clips and not just have to listen to us. So, Rick.
Until next time, Bryce.
That was some shit we like.